Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to be talking about what biopolitics is. For those of you who don't know what this series is, I try to explain ideologies or concepts fairly simple and fairly short, so if y'all have any questions or want a more in-depth explanation of something, please ask down in the comments below. Okay, so what is biopolitics? First, let's start off with defining two terms. Biopower, which is having control over bodies, and biopolitics, which is a concept that looks at the mechanisms which bodies are subjected to control. Michael Foucault, who is a philosopher, breaks these mechanisms into two types of power. Sovereign power, which is fairly visible mechanism because it's associated with a centralized authority. For example, look at the certain powers that kings would have, or certain powers you would associate with the president, right? That's more so sovereign power, right? And disciplinary power, which is a more subtle mechanism power that regulates the behaviors of its subjects. An example, laws regulating what can be built where, what you can do where, what times you can even be outside, for example, curfews, and where you have to be at certain times, for example, of that truancy laws. The reason this mechanism of power is seen as more subtle is because it's not really associated with a centralized individual or individuals. Foucault says that we've seen a shift from sovereign power more over to disciplinary power. And another philosopher who mostly works around this topic, Agamben, introduces three interesting concepts. Bios, which is seen as the citizen who is given their rights and their rights are respected. And Zo, who's the homo sacer, which is a person who's deprived of their rights, which he calls, when they are deprived of their rights, he calls that bare life. An example, like illegal immigrants. And the state of exception, which the state of exception is the power of decision of an individual's life. The state of exception is where a person can be stripped of not only their rights, but of any control over their own life as well. Agamben theorized that we abandon the state as it is always immoral, and that constituent power, aka reform, isn't enough or would fail always. Agamben claimed that the state / laws only have power due to the investment of people, or the investment of from people in them, and that if people were to disinvest from the law / state, then they would fail to have power over them. Anyways, that's it for this video of what is. If y'all enjoyed, leave a like. If this is the kind of content that interests you, please subscribe and turn on post notifications. If you'd like to show further support, you can join my Discord, follow me on Twitter and on Twitch, and or donate to me on Patreon. If y'all have any feedback or again questions, leave it in the comments down below. Peace. Sorry, my dog's barking.